In this Starfield video, we will be taking a look at the very best Star Wars ship builds created by the community. So many iconic Star Wars ships have been recreated within Starfield. They're all very impressive, but before we do take a look at them, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future Starfield videos. Plus, speaking of Star Wars ships, this sponsor is perfect for today's video. You can now build your own Millennium Falcon. FanHome have just launched this incredible model that is a 1:1 scale of the original Empire Strikes Back film prop. This replica has been created with Lucasfilm to be as accurate as possible and easy to build. It even features fully functioning electronics for the thrusters and lights. Each month you'll receive a box of parts like this to build up your ship. You will also receive these exclusive gifts for signing up. Sign up today using my link down below in the description to build your very own Millennium Falcon. Thank you very much to FanHome for sponsoring this video. Let's now get into the Starfield ship builds themselves, and we are kicking things off with this fantastic Arc 170 from Parody. As you can see, the colour scheme and design of this fan favourite ship has been faithfully recreated. Whilst the wings aren't in attack formation, it still looks fantastic with the 6 wings closed together. It features the dual engines along with the weapons including the turret, 3 cockpits, as well as space for an astromech droid. Parody also created this Imperial Star Destroyer. Now we've seen more accurate ones, but they are just so big and they require mods that most people just don't have the time or the capability to do them. But this one is on the smaller side, and even though it is much smaller than the others we've seen and lacks some of the detail, it still has the basic shape of the Star Destroyer. This one is just way more practical to be using within Starfield as well, as it is not huge. Parody says this is surprisingly manoeuvrable and has working turrets, so it's great in ship combat. Sunday Split has recreated the Stinger Mantis from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. This is a work of art. They absolutely nailed the look of this iconic ship that so many fans have come to love in recent years. Even the colour scheme is pretty good as well. What's more is that they built 2 versions, one that's in its landing position with the landing gear out and the wing upright, and then one with the wing outwards for a flight, which is just great. Continuing the theme of video game ships, this is the Trailblazer from Debenham. So this ship is Kay Vess's from Star Wars Outlaws, the upcoming open world Star Wars game from Massive Entertainment. Kay's ship is similar to what you'd expect to see from the Millennium Falcon. It's a smuggling ship as well as a home for Kay and Nyx, and as you can see, the basic shape has been recreated. It has that cockpit right at the front. It also has the same shaping toward the sides and the engines at the back, with the additional details at the top to really make it look like the Trailblazer. This is despite limited material of what it looks like because we've only had some images and some gameplay and the game isn't even out. Mackie 941 recreated the Recusant class light destroyer of the Confederacy of Independent Systems. The colour scheme is a job well done. It also has that iconic design that is different to what we've seen in other Star Wars ships. It has the engines really far back on this thin structure connecting the main hull to the engines. It is nice and sleek and works well. Staying with the CIS, we have the Lucrehulk class battleship from Hands Off My Pasts. So this is a good attempt at trying to recreate the very hard shape of the Lucrehulk. It's not very easy to do so within Starfield, but they've tried, and I do appreciate that. It is nowhere near as round as it needs to be, but nevertheless, you still have to appreciate the effort that did go into this. Next up is the small ship that took out a Lucrehulk at the Battle of Naboo. This is the N1 Starfighter from Bright Information 73. Whilst it does not have the super long wings to the sides, I can still appreciate the effort that went into this. It's nice and small, so it's going to be more easy to actually recreate than some of the others, and it has the really good colour scheme that many people do like. A similar colour scheme is part of the C-80 Hammerhead Corvette from Cardinal 151515. Unlike the other Hammerhead Corvettes I've showcased in previous showcases, this one is quite achievable. It's not huge like some of the others we've seen it actually does make sense in its size. No mods were required when building this ship. ARPEX 10 has an LA-80 gunship inspired design. It doesn't quite have the angled wings, but the colour scheme and the overall shape is really good. You have the turrets, you have the other weaponry, and there is also the engines, plus an attempt at the angled wings, even if they aren't quite angled. We've had a fair few pod racers recreated, mostly Sebulba's, but this one, Anakin's pod racer, it's on a little bit of the shorter side in terms of length, but the shaping is really well done. It has those 3 prongs as well as the colour scheme down to a T, really well done here. It seems like it's going to be great in combat as opposed to some of the others that we've seen that are less so. On the larger end of this spectrum, we have the Arquitens class command cruiser from Star Wars Is Life. So as you can see, this is fantastic. There is just so much detail going on here. From the engines to the shape and the 2 prongs at the front, it's just really well done. Sure, the colour scheme is easy to do, but I have to say, it just looks great. I think this is the best Arquitens that we've seen so far. Even the side profile just looks fantastic, doesn't it? A more unique ship on the smaller side this time is the Night Buzzard from Frosty Chair 3587, and as you can see, this does a really good attempt at recreating one of the more unique ships we've seen in recent Star Wars canon. It's not easy to do given the parts that we have within Starfield and the shape of the Night Buzzard, but I have to say, I really do like this. I like the Night Buzzard, so seeing this in Starfield is great. It's not too big, so it seems to be practical from an actual space combat point of view. Impressive Path 1075 has recreated the Lancer, and I have to say, this is most definitely not a ship you'd expect to see recreated. It's one of the more unknown ones, but the Lancer has been recreated by Impressive Path 1075. Featuring this unusual design not really seen within many Star Wars ships, I have to say they did a really good job at attempting. It is not as smooth as I would have liked, but nevertheless, it still works well. Another pod racer more inspired by Sebulba's is here, and this is from Shinder Sesh. So, as you can see, it's a little bit on the longer side, and it's not as wide as what we've seen from other Star Wars pod race ships recreated within Starfield, but it has this really nice structure and colour to it. I think this is the photo that definitely does it justice. It looks really good this way. On the more simple side, we have the Cloud Car from SAD Championship 318. So, the Cloud Car is a very simple ship in Star Wars, but in Starfield, it is easily able to be recreated, and this is what we have right here. The Eagle 5 from Spaceballs has been recreated by Huge Pinball, so this is the Millennium Falcon parody version as seen in that film, and honestly, they did a fantastic job at recreating this RV right here with the wings. I shouldn't be surprised someone attempted it, but the fact that it turned out this well as well, it's really good. Star Wars Is Life also recreated this Jedi cruiser and it looks great. The shaping, the colour work, fantastic. There are just so many little details that really make it work, from the blue on the engines and things like that. It just is a really, really good recreation of the ship from Star Wars The Old Republic. Which of these were your favourites, or will you be recreating any of these? Let me know down in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like to help support the channel. You can check out each of these builds for yourself by using the links down below in the description. Be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars and Starfield videos, and if you did miss any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.